woke up yesterday, made myself a cup of coffee, sat down to catch up on the daily occurrences in the world, and checked my emails. And to my delight, I was invited to the closed beta of Skull and Bones. Fortunately, the beta was only open for 3 days and you only get 6 hours of actual playtime, but I wasn't about to let that deter me, so I did what all self-respecting gamers would do. I went to the shop for some provisions, came back, crawled into my night cave, shut my family out, and spent the next 6 hours pretending I was a pirate. So this is my experience with Skull and Bones. So, work began on Skull and Bones back in 2013, initially an expansion for Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, before being announced as an independent title in 2017. Since then, Skull and Bones has become infamous for its numerous delays. However, the game's set to now release on the 16th of February 2024. So not far after the start of the game, you're shipwrecked from losing a battle to a far superior ship. You eventually find a map on a different shipwreck that leads you to an island called St. Anne's. So with my ragtag crew of pirates, we set sail for the Isle of St. Anne's, making as many friends as possible on the way. Yar, I be sinking your ship. Once you dock at St. Anne's, you make your way to the self-proclaimed Pirate King, who in essence promises you fame and glory if you've carried out his evil bidding amongst the high seas. So eventually me and my mate set sail on the open seas to see what this game was all about. The graphics of the game seemed really good. I didn't have a problem with it running it on my 3070. My mate Steve did have a little bit of issues with loading times and a little bit of graphics stuttering, so so I guess you have to wait and see how it works on your PC. When you create your first ship, you're given a choice of one of 3 types of ships. One of them being a support ship, another being a tank, and the third one being DPS, standing for damage per second. Now, as we only had 6 hours to play the game, unfortunately we didn't get time to explore all 3 different types of classes. Now, the combat in the game is a little bit simple for my liking, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it is quite fun at the same time. There's a few different ways that you can go around attacking ships. You can either get really close up alongside it and fire it with your broadside shots, or you can try and snipe it from a distance. Now, we couldn't find any of these weapons early on in the game, however, some of the enemy ships were firing back at us with mortars and rockets, so there does seem to be some sort of variation in the weapons in the game. On top of using the cannons that are fitted to your ship, you can also ram your ship directly into the side of the other ships in order to cause a mass amount of damage. And vice versa, if you believe that you're about to be rammed, you can hit the spacebar, which will cause your entire crew to brace themselves for the impact. It's not quite clear as of yet whether you take less damage if you brace before impact. Now, one aspect of combat that was clearly missing was the option to do any sort of PvP. But it could be that they've just deactivated PvP for the purposes of this closed beta because it's not the sort of thing that they want to be looking into, but I do hope that PvP will be implemented by the time the game's released. And if you're unfortunate enough to have your ship sank, you'll have the choice to either respawn at the location you were sank at, or respawn back at the nearest docks. Either way, your ship will respawn with some irreversible damage that can only be repaired at dock. So the in-game currency seems to be silver, which can be acquired from many different ways. The easiest I've found being just going out into the open seas, destroying other ships and looting their cargo. Amongst silver, you're also able to loot a lot of commodities and trading items that you can bring back to St. Anne's to a different vendor and sell for more silver. Alternatively, you can accept quests for silver, you can take out bounties, or alternatively, you could just trade commodities between different locations. A couple of the standout aspects that I really enjoyed about this game was when you zoom right in on your ship, you can see your little sailors and your little pirates running up and down, reloading the cannons and having a great time. And if you have a long journey ahead of you, you can pass the time by getting your crew to sing a load of sea shanties en route. Now, to build different items in the game, you first need to get the blueprints for those said items. So in order to craft different items, tools and ships, you'll have to find the blueprints. These blueprints are found in a number of different ways. They can be rewards from quests, looted from enemy ships you've plundered, or found in treasure chests that you've managed to find throughout the world. Once you have the blueprints for the ships or the items that you want to create, you then need to gather the resources in order to do so. Now, the locations of the different types of resources can be located on your map, and when it comes to harvesting the resources, you're invited to play a little minigame. So overall, I think the game's going to be really good. 6 hours isn't really enough time to sink my teeth into the content that's currently available, but so far my experience has been really optimistic and I'm looking forward to seeing where this game goes. Now, there are a few things I didn't cover in this video, like world events and bosses and going a bit more into depth into bounties and things like that. But who knows, I might make some more videos about this game when it's fully released. But if you enjoyed the video, please drop it a like, and if you like this sort of content and want to see more, please consider subscribing to my channel. Right, I've been Paddy, this has been Paddy Plays, peace out.